What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2013 with your boy Kuchikopi. So, right now we have done a harvest cycle, so right now we're waiting for the crops to grow. And so, fun fact, apparently this sower can cultivate and sow at the same time. Don't know if you guys ever commented on that, but yeah, so that takes like a whole step of cultivating out of the cycle, so these cycles go by even quicker. And as far as prices for canola goes, they're still really bad since the last time we sold a bunch of canola, made the price go down. And our interest is $98 on the loan, so it's not too bad. And then we have 40,000 canola in storage, so we've only done one harvest off camera. But I don't know how much I actually owe on the loan, so I'm gonna go walk over there and find out. I think it was either like $75,000. It might have been 80, I don't remember. And then we also did sell the other cultivator that we didn't end up needing. We'll probably end up getting like a really big cultivator for when we do potatoes and sugar beets and possibly corn. I mean, corn, it's kind of the same thing as doing canola or wheat or barley. So, okay, so our loan is 70. Okay, so I kind of don't see a purpose in doing corn, especially because we're not doing silage. We'll be doing silage in FS17. So, yeah. And then for the next version, we'll be doing a lot of logging and that sort of things. We do have the opportunity to do all the crops for everything, but I would want to do something new and different every series. And like the new different thing for the next one would be logging. For this one, it was potatoes and sugar beets, so I want to definitely do those. As far as wheat, barley, canola, and corn, and even silage and cows, they've been around since the first version. This version added the chickens, the sheep, the potatoes, the sugar beets, I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. So they added those. So I'm gonna do the potatoes, the sugar beets. I have chickens because they pretty much require zero maintenance. Sheep require the grass, but I want to do most animal stuff in 19 because I like the way you can place down, like for instance, like a cow pasture and have a certain number of cows there, and then you feed and do that sort of thing. You can put it where you want your farm rather than have it already predefined on the map. So I like how the animals are laid out as far as FS19 goes. So that's what I would plan on doing for that. As far as this fertilizer goes, I might just end up going from that fertilizer to something more like this one, because this is its own vehicle. It makes it very easy. And then let's see, I said I would end up buying the tipper, the biggest tipper next, so that's what I'm saving up for. So let me do the math really quickly. I think it was around 200,000. It was either like 200 or just under, because we need the biggest tipper as well as the semi truck that's at the very front to pull it. So that's right here. So it is $183,780, so approximately $185,000. So we'll be working towards that. And then I guess after getting the biggest tipper, we'll just go for the next biggest harvester. Or no, not the next biggest harvester, the biggest harvester, so this one. That'll be our next goal. I think actually directly after buying the biggest tipper, probably go for field 17 over here, which I think the price was around 100,000, maybe 102 or 105. But it was similar to field 14 as far as price goes. So I would want to get field 17, possibly 18 and 19, and just see how that goes. Crops are still growing. And yeah, I would just start expanding out fields a little bit more. I would want to have field like either 18 or 19. Okay, so this is 111,000. Okay. Maybe it fluctuated in price, I don't remember, but that's not too bad. That's pretty close. So that would be after we get the tipper. So I would want to make field either 18 or 19 like a controlled field for, you know, either sugar beets or potatoes. I really haven't been paying attention to price of the two, but I know as I do this every single recording, it does show up. So if one of you would care to be so kind as to try and figure out like an average of like the prices, so that I can sort of do math and see which one's worth more, which one's worth doing more, because I know that the actual harvesters are the exact same price, unless you're looking at these. Oh, excuse me. And then as far as sowers go, I think you could use the same sewing machine. I don't know for sure. Or actually, I think the one for potatoes is its own, and then the one for sugar beets, it can be doing for corn and sugar beets, so there is that. I did see rain in the forecast, so on Sunday. I might just skip a whole day. Might be worth it. Who knows? So this one's 33,000. So yeah, this one's a little bit smaller. So I might use a 19 as like the controlled field. I don't want to have to do like a lot of a huge field just to figure out how much I get per, like how much crop I get per. So if I can figure out, you know, approximately how much crop I get from potatoes versus sugar beets on the same exact field with the same fertilizing and everything being pretty much the same, then it should be pretty easy to control the experiment. So yeah, right now I'm going to be working towards getting the bigger tipper for field 10. Yeah, I don't really care about field 10, it's over there. So I'll be focused on getting the bigger tipper, the semi-truck to go along with it, and maybe either paying off the loan or adding on to the loan to get those things. So we currently have 70,000 loaned out. We can have a maximum of 200,000. So subtract 70, we can have 130,000 more loaned out, which would be able to get us a tipper really quickly. But we will also need a little bit of money, so depending on things, we'll see. I might actually do a different crop in the middle, like barley, for instance, and just sell that a little bit, so that way I can make a little bit of money and then loan out more, buy the tipper and the semi-truck, and then be able to sell all the canola in one sweep. Who knows, it might be better to do that. So it looks like most of the fields have grown completely. This one is a little slow. Yeah, I don't know why this does this, but it does it. Wheat, okay. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do barley next. It seems like that would be the best option, rather than trying to sell a little bit of canola, having the price go down, and then we lose most of our profit. Because I think if we use the big semi-truck, we'll be able to make slightly more money, being like maybe an extra 20%, so to speak, more money. So that way we get 100% of the profits.